Humpback is a really interesting band for this channel to be checking out because, you know what, back when this channel started in January of 2019, Humpback was one of the first bands who we ever checked out. It was one of the first bands who we checked out who wasn't already established. It was one of the bands where, yeah, I think it was like Girlfriend and Humpback were in that first batch of bands who we were kind of discovering through the channel, who didn't really have any presence, but we were, you know, starting to look for bands who were, you know, having their first singles, having their first steps out into the world. And that's when I found Humpback. Now, unfortunately, because there was copyright issues on this channel got closed for a while and we lost a lot of the old videos. I'm not sure, I actually have to go check. I'm not sure if the old Humpback videos are still on this channel. I don't know if they got deleted during that phase when the channel was closed. But nonetheless, Humpback was a band who back then I was checking out, you know, quite regularly. And really, since then, I haven't followed up on them anywhere near as much as I should have done because we've been finding so many other bands and doing so many different things. I haven't kept tabs on them, but I was always aware in the background. They kept on appearing on like festival schedules and stuff, and I was aware they were becoming more popular. But boy, oh boy, when I came back just now, it's like they got 1/3 million subscribers. I want to hear what's going on with Humpback right now. Hydration is important. Ugh. Anyway. Should get a proper glass, shouldn't I? So, Humpback, this is a new song called Oh My Love. I'm guessing it's Oh My Love. Does it say somewhere in English? Oh My Love. I'm going with Oh My Love. We'll know when they sing it. If they sing those words, I'm right. Anyway, I'm really excited to check out what's going on with them. Yeah, I just remember, you know, good melodic 3-piece band. So I'm excited to see what we get. I haven't really got any preconceptions leading into this. Obviously, it's been quite a while, so anything could really come out of this. So I remember always enjoying them. So I'm hoping it's just another good song from a damn good band. Let's see. Oh My Love, yes. I got my vindication in the intro. Oh, nice build up. We haven't even got into the words yet. It's interesting because for a song that feels like sort of melodic punk, you can tell there's a lot of heart going on in this. The video's helping to convey that a lot, obviously. Oh, that's a shout out chorus. That switch to the snare on the first beat. Brilliant choice to start the chorus. Really gets you fist pumping and shouting along in that first line. I like that camera angle too, the vertical camera angle is cool. Yes, kids are a pain in the ass. I think this song's more about it making you happy. Oh, okay. Gone a bit ballady there. Really pushing on the emotional aspect. Emotional angle. There we go. Snares on first. Do the chorus one more time. Do the chorus one more time. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. They're really milking it there. Yeah. That backing vocal's cool. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. There's a lot more to unpack with this one than might be obvious immediately. I don't know. Maybe you're seeing this the way I am. But for me, this has an interesting angle to it. Now, first of all, really enjoyed it, as you can probably gather. So the core sound that we're getting here is very much, your core sort of grungy rock and roll, little bit of a punk influence, a little bit of a grungy influence, a little bit of a rock and roll influence kind of song there. It's genre-wise at the core, that's not where they're setting themselves apart. That's where they're doing something very familiar. We all know this kind of sound of song. We know the style of song. It's leaning into so many of those aspects, sort of very melody-based, simple chord structure, really all about sort of conveying, using a simple arrangement to convey a really cool sounding melody that you can sing along to. That aspect is the aspect where it's familiar. What's really interesting about this is that, and this is often one of the best qualities about Japanese music, but it's not to say every band does this, is the fact that they really, really, really do make sure that the structure leaves you lots of, it's never too repetitive because of the fact that it's always doing interesting things. So it starts off, we get that intro, and then when the first verse comes in, the first verse, you feel like you're into the first verse and you're expecting, this is where the verse starts in. But instead we get kind of like, it was like, it wasn't even words, it was just like a... You're gonna da 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 at the beginning. You're like, okay, this is how we start up. And so immediately focusing on doing something which an audience can sing along with. And I do think there's a real audience sing-along aspect to this song, which is interesting. So you start with that, then we get a verse, okay, building up the mood. Then you get that chorus. And like I say, that chorus is really definitely a crowd pleaser. I'm not a big fan of when songs overuse having the snare on the first beat. I don't know, something about it just feels very, like it kills the rhythm a lot of the time. But when you just use the snare on the first beat, so usually if you're not familiar, you probably would know this intuitively, but you maybe don't think about this so often. The kick is usually on the first beat, the snare is on the second. Kick is on the third, the snare is on the fourth. So kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. But when you have the snare on first, you're going for a very different, it's not so much of a rhythmic vibe, it's more of a sort of chanting, fist pumping kind of vibe. And this is kind of what this goes for just that very brief moment at the beginning of the chorus. I'm not sure if I can locate it so well. Maybe not. There we go. Just having the snare hitting all the time at the beginning of each beat. It's that aspect. That's not the aspect where you're sort of rocking and rolling in a rhythmic way. That's where it's just a heavy head bang. But they keep that very limited to just that bit. So, and that's the bit where you're going to be singing along. Oh my love. So they just know that's the bit where, really get everyone fist pumping there. And I like that. Again, makes you feel that this song is designed for audience interaction. It makes you feel like this song is designed for you to sing back to them while they sing along with you. Really feels great with that. But then from there, it doesn't follow a particularly predictable route. I mean, you don't really so much get a bridge. You get that kind of short little middle bit where it goes a little bit guitar-y and the last chorus comes around with a breakdown at the beginning. It's interesting. You're like, oh, okay, they kind of sort of fast track you to the end and then you get into the last chorus. And the last chorus itself, I was like, well, you've got that oh my love bit. It's like, well, repeat that again. I'm not big into people just sort of like repeating the chorus over and over again, but you've got such a good chorus and you've been so light on it so far. It's like, do it a couple of times at the end, give everyone a chance to sing along, now you're at the end of the song. But instead of just repeating the chorus, they had like the big final chorus and then they flipped it into just a different choral bit, like a brand new chorus, which is sometimes you keep the same chord pattern, but have like a different melody, sing you out at the end, which is when we get and you got that little backing vocal there. So it's like they've now escalated things to a different melody that you can sing along to just at the end. It feels like the song is just, rather than just leaning on, hey, we're a rock and roll song, so and we got a catchy chorus, so let's just do the chorus 3 times, get everyone sing along to it. It really feels like it's taking every opportunity to add more ideas. Like they weren't like they had a lot that they wanted to do, a lot that they wanted to put on the page when they were writing this song. And I appreciate that. I keep on saying this. I've said this with so many bands over so many different genres. The one thing that I love as someone who puts songwriting first is the most important art form in music, most important skill in music, is when you listen to a song and there was a feeling that there was no complacency. There was no like, hey, that's good enough. It was like, no, they sat down and they really, let's add more, let's do more. The feeling that there was creativity bursting out of the person, that they were enjoying writing the song. And that's what this feels like to me. I like this. I thought this was really cool, really fun. At its core, it's a very basic rock and roll sound that we've all heard before, done in a very reliable way. But I just felt like it took a simple genre and felt excited about doing it in a way that showed in the songwriting, in a way that I think would show great in a live atmosphere when people can sing along with them. This to me it just had a really cool vibe to it. And it was well written, very, it's kind of got that infectious joy, You hear their joy, makes you happy as well. Even though in the video they look kind of straight-faced, the joy came across in the music. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. As always, get in the comments. Tell me what you think. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, have some water, have a glass, and ciao, ciao.